Socceroos 3, China 1. It is the perfect start to life under new head coach Tony Popovic for the Socceroos. An awesome performance in the end and just a crucial result for Australia that we desperately needed. Obviously, there was so much focus on this game following the last two results and performances. The loss against Bahrain, the 0-0 draw against Indonesia. We needed a response in this game and we got it. And I think there's enough, reasons, from this game. We got enough glimpses from this team and this new sort of formation and the tactics that we're going to talk about in this video that I think we can be positive for this qualifying campaign and that I think we are just about back on track now for Australia. There's something to talk about in regards to the lineup, and that's sort of the big change that we saw from Australia. Playing three central defenders. I don't think we saw it coming. When we did the preview video earlier on in the week, my expectation is that we might play a 4-2-3-1, playing with a number 10, maybe someone like Hrustic or McGree to come into that role. But three central defenders. And I think in the end, it probably worked well. And looking at the personnel that we have, I think it sort of suited the players that we had as well. We had Deng, Sutar and Roll starting in those three centre-back positions. They did an okay job in the end. Obviously, a mistake for that first goal, but overall a solid game from that back three. But Miller and Bajic were really good in those wing-back positions, and you could see the way they were getting so high up the pitch, staying really wide, providing that width. And it allowed our two 10s in Goodwin and in Irankunda from the start to come inside and have sort of this free role to really drift around and influence the play. And it's Craig Goodwin who really had the influence on this game and was probably the man of the match in the end, scoring a fantastic goal in that second half. O'Neill and Irvine working hard in midfield, Duke as well putting in a decent shift up top. And it'll be interesting to see what Tony Popovic, what changes he makes for that Japan game. But for me, I think this formation will be the way to go for the Socceroos going forward. I really liked it. We looked great going forward at times, especially in that second half. That first half, we got into good areas, but we're lacking that bit of quality to break through. And that's the thing as well. Look, it was obviously nervy when we concede after just 20 minutes, and it was a poor goal to concede. But obviously this new style of play is going to take some time to implement. It's going to take some time for the players to get used to this new system. I think that's understandable. And we're just going to get better and better with this system. And we saw that just in this game alone, how the first half, we just took a little bit to get going. We had over 80% possession in that first half alone. Finally, we got that goal right at the end of the half, which was so crucial. Lewis Miller, first goal for the Socceroos. Congratulations to Lewis Miller. Such a massive moment because that changed the team talk for Tony Popovic at halftime. It gave us that momentum, and we were able to take that in the 53rd minute is when Craig Goodwin scored that absolute banger. And it's something that I've said so many times now, is that I believe Craig Goodwin, when he's in form, when all of our players are in form and fit and firing, Craig Goodwin is our best player. I believe that, and he showed that tonight with that glimpse of quality. Absolutely fantastic. It wasn't a perfect game in the end from Craig Goodwin. It wasn't a perfect game overall from Australia. That should be said. There are improvements to be made, but overall, there is a huge improvement from the last couple of games under Graham Arnold, those games against Bahrain and in Indonesia as well. When we look at the stats, the Socceroos ending up with 73% possession in the end, 17 shots, 4 on target. That's maybe one area that Tony Popovic will look to improve on heading into that Japan game, is our quality in front of goal. Maybe that means a different sort of setup going forward. In this game, Irankunda he wasn't quite on his game. He didn't quite get to influence this match, unfortunately. Maybe he could be better utilized as a super sub against Japan. Ryan McGree was good in the second half. He came into the game at halftime and I thought he was good, so maybe he could start. Whether Duke starts the next game or maybe it is Stamatolopoulos, or we should also mention Nishan Velupillay. What a moment for Nishan Velupillay coming on right at the end to score on his debut, just a few minutes into his Socceroos debut as well. A real magical moment for the Melbourne Victory attacker as well. So, look, overall, you look at the result, you look at the performance, and we have to feel good. We have to be happy about it, and we have to feel good going ahead in the coming games, knowing that there are still, several games coming in this qualifying campaign. Enough time for this system to really be well implemented with this playing squad, and for us to get the results we need to finish top 2 in this group. The Japan game is going to be interesting. Obviously, it's going to be a huge challenge, but there are plenty of positives to take away from this game. I think for me, again, looking at the personnel that we have, it really just suited our players. I would love to see Geordie Boss come into the side. I think playing as sort of that attacking wing back, that absolutely suits Geordie Boss. He is so good getting forward, and we saw him in the cameo that he had in the second half. He did influence this game, and I think there is a chance that he does start the Japan game as well. So for me, I think the few changes we might see against Japan is maybe Boss on at left wing back. I think we could see Duke drop out for someone like Stamatolopoulos. Wouldn't mind seeing him get a run, and then probably McGree in for Aaron Kunda as well. But it's exciting looking just the players on the bench that weren't even utilised in this game. I mean, we still had some good midfield options in Bacchus, Yazbek, Bratton there as well. Stamatolopoulos didn't get his chance, but it could against Japan. And then we didn't have Arzani or Silveira involved in the team sheet tonight, but hopefully they're involved against Japan as well. So it's a strong squad that the Socceroos have. And again, I mean, we think about all the players who aren't even involved in the squad. You know, a lot of the midfielders who have maybe missed out, the likes of Nisbet, Ballard, Robertson, these guys who could be even involved in future squads as well. There's good depth now for the Socceroos, and I really hope that this team, this playing squad really adapts to this new system, because I do like it. Even at the start when it wasn't quite clicking for us, I was optimistic that it was going to come good. You could just see the way we're getting forward. And even when we had the ball, it was almost like a front five. We had 5 players up the top. And there's the ingredients for a really sort of a high-scoring Socceroos team going forward from here. So look, I don't want to get carried away. We want to keep our feet on the ground. I think I'm just feeling good and a lot of relief. The main emotion is relief after the 3 points here for the Socceroos. That was the most important thing heading into this game, that we got the 3 points to get this qualifying campaign back on track. And we've got that. And now going forward, it's about improving this team, improving this playing system, making it a bit more cohesive, a bit more well-oiled. And if we can do that, there is a chance that we grab some big results against the likes of Japan and Saudi Arabia, who's going to be a tough test as well later on in the group. But this is a great start for Tony Popovic as well. I think just to round off, I mean, Popper, obviously a lot of controversy, not controversy, but a lot of varying opinions in regards to the appointment of Tony Popovic and whether he was the right man. I was optimistic. I was just excited to see something different, just to see a change for the Socceroos, some new energy, and I think we got that tonight. I think we did see that tonight, and I'm excited to see what Popovic does with this team going forward. And I think he'll be happy with what he saw tonight, and that we can continue building. Again, wasn't a perfect performance in the end, wasn't a 10 out of 10 performance, but there's enough to go forward from this, knowing that we can have a pretty decent qualifying campaign and really challenge for the top 2 in our group. What do you guys make of this performance? We'd love to get your thoughts, and in terms of how you think the Socceroos will go going forward. What's the expectation against Japan? Who is your man of the match for this game? What changes do we have to see for the next game as well? Because there's certainly some question marks for maybe a few positions here for Tony Popovic going forward. Thank you very much for everyone who tuned into the live watch long as well on the channel, and we will be doing a live watch long for the Japan game next week as well. So make sure to join us live here on the channel for that one. As always, thank you very much for tuning in. Hit the like button on the way out. Make sure to stay subscribed here for more Socceroos content. My name's Lockie. This is Coach Football, and I'll see you in the next one.